Well, fellas, we have made it. We have finally released the 20th episode of Walking and Filming Solis in Valencia, or how better I would have said, the big 20th episode. Anyways, it's random, lift so time. I'm so glad that I finally released the big 20th episode of Walking and Filming Solis in Valencia. For once I thought in 2023 and 2024 that I wouldn't make this series to at least 20 episodes, but now in early 2025, or most should I say at the beginning of this year, I thought I would have made it to 20 episodes of this series, and now I have finally did. For this big 20th episode special, I'm out to the France Avenue soon to get into some lists. I cannot get into the Aqua Shopping series. Oh well, the Aqua Shopping series is an old series. I did cancel those series quite a while ago, and I have replaced them with the Walking and Filming Solis in Valencia series if I'm out of the France Avenue soon, for whatever reason. But anyways, coming out of the 99 bus in Aqua Shopping Centre and the rear entrance, and first to the car park lift, which is an Otis Europa 2000 hydraulic, which not long ago has buttons replaced. This goes to car park 2 and car park 1 and the ground floor, and it goes up to the first floor, which is the roof, and it's locked off and you need a key. And now onto the toilets. They felt very different for me after this shopping centre was refurbished, because when I went to this shopping centre the loads of times after refurbishment, it's like, I'm going to say, rarely I even had to go. But oh well, the toilets felt very different for me after refurbishment, because when I had to go there, they felt very different. When I entered the male's toilet, which is where I just don't know, because these toilets were very clean. I don't know if I should say I'm sitting in toilets. I shouldn't have talked about this. And what I was about to say, when I left the toilets, I just didn't know where the exit was. I was really confused, and then when I looked right, that's where the exit of the toilets was. And I'm referring to the toilets next to the Otis Europa 2000 hydraulic that goes down to the car park. But oh well, I just left the toilets, and I'm gonna take a look at the new Apple store, which not long ago it was turned from a Sierra store. And I'm gonna take a look on the new iPads, which now have been made to look like laptops for some stupid reason. And now to the other lift down to the car park. This is an Otis 2000E, but for some extent we can say that this is an Otis 2000 hydraulic, as it moves like an Otis 2000 hydraulic. So I'm not too sure if this can be considered a 2000E or a 2000 hydraulic. So I want to consider the 2000E because of the label, but for me, I'm just going to consider an Otis 2000 hydraulic, as it moves like one, because usually Otis 2000C are tractions, and they can also be hydraulics, but in this case, I'm going to consider an Otis 2000 hydraulic. Anyways, this lift only goes between the ground floor and both car parks 1 and 2.
Parking 2. Abrir puerta. Subiendo. Cerrando puerta.
Parking 1.
Abriendo puerta.
¿Luis?
¿Vas para arriba?
Sí.
Bueno, sube tú.
Ah, vale. No pasa nada.
Cerrando puerta.
Planta principal.
Abriendo puerta.
Announced hour. This hour was heavily refurbished in late 2022, but from the bright side, the lift has been kept original, and it's an Arona R96 hydraulic, but which is the monochrome indicator inside of this lift, which is really amazing. It's really amazing because I have seen loads with monochrome indicators, but nowadays these are incredibly rare, so they probably have been modernized or replaced for whatever reason. And also the cabin in this lift has been slightly refurbished as well, but for the rest of the things, this lift is still original. And now to the lift in the main atrium. It used to be a glass Otis Europa 2000, but eventually when this shopping centre was refurbished, it was replaced with an Otis Gen 2 Life and it's no longer glass. When this lift used to be an Otis Europa 2000, it was a traction and had a motor room above the first floor. But that part of the shopping centre there was no room whatsoever. Anyways, moving on. The next part I'm going to talk about, I had to film this lift in 2 attempts as this was quite busy. But for the floors this lift goes to the first floor, then the ground floor, and then the lower ground floor. And on the lower ground floor, this lift opens in the main shopping centre. And now to the other main lift. This was an Otis 2000 hydraulic, but it was not nice to look like an Otis Gen 2. And for this mod, we can consider this lift an Otis 2000 VF. But it doesn't have the charms after all. But when this lift was modernized, it was replaced from hydraulic to MRL, but it still preserves the original doors from the 1990s. And the inside buttons were replaced from the 2000 ones to Optima ones, and as well as the display. And not long ago, the camera of this lift's been refurbished as well.
Aparcamiento. Subiendo.
¿Subéis?
Sí. Vamos.
Planta principal. Subiendo. Piso 1.
Salgo yo, bajad vosotros.
And now into the Science and Art City and into one of the circular lifts. It used to be a Schindler with D-line fixtures, but not long ago it was modernized by Dassin. Ah dear, it's not really a good mod after all. It didn't make any sense to modernize the Schindler lifts because, well, it didn't really make any sense because this one wasn't doing so bad, and despite 13 years or something, it didn't really need a mod in my opinion. But I'm gonna buy this anyway.
Planta 0.
And onto one of the Schindler Smart MRLs in the car park. This one has a very loud motor, and this one most recently had its doors replaced. And onto another Schindler circular lift. This also was modernized by Dassin just like the first one, but sadly this one wasn't working as it was shrunk into the pit and it even held the floor of the lift, which was highly disappointing. So oh well, I could not film this. Anyways, now to one of my favorite lifts in this place. This is a cone hydraulic lift, a cone circular hydraulic lift. It's really my favorite because despite this having KSS620 fixtures, it has stayed to display inside for some reason. And if I'm not wrong, this was one of the newest, as this must have been a part of the station and the opening of the Queen Sofia Palace. And now to another Schindler's Mountain Morale in the car park. Sadly, not just this lift has doors replaced, but it has been modernized by Dassin as well.
Planta 1. Planta 0.
And now, this 3D text next to the Science Museum is really amazing, not just because there's seagulls in there and it's just a 3D text, but because at night it has lights and it is really amazing, and I can't get over that. And now to the Agora building, and let's ride the lifts there. I'm just going to explore it for a while, and then I'm going to ride the lifts. And on to one of the lifts in the Agora building. This is a color silver lift, and that it was installed by TKE. For some reason, this lift has a really loud voice, and I don't get why it has a really loud voice in the first place.
Cerrando puertas. Subiendo. Planta 1. Abriendo puertas. Cerrando puertas. Bajando. Planta 0. Abriendo puertas.
And now to the lift inside the cafe. When I was trying to take this on the first floor, the cafe on the first floor was closed, so it meant that I had to walk down the escalators to the ground floor, and I don't expect this lift to be the same as the other lift. Well, in reality, it is the same. But I was lucky that in the ground floor, the cafe was open. It was just closed on the first floor. And when I tried calling the lift on the ground floor, it worked. Anyways, let's buy this. It's another color silver lift installed by TKE, but it has a few differences like the last one. This one has 2 sets of doors, and the other door on the right-hand side opens on the first floor. And now to my favorite, El Corte Inglés department store in Valencia, the France Avenue branch. When I was entering in the roundabout entrance, I was told by a member of staff, because he saw me with my camera, and then I had to save it in my pocket because he told me off just my camera, but because he told me that taking pictures is not allowed inside the department store. I bet they just only do that to comply with the European data protection law, which at this point, as a lift enthusiast, I just don't give a shit about the European data protection law, because I don't film any other people. I just film news and trades and what I like and what I film for my channel. Anyways, and that did not stop me from writing the epic lives in this Corte Inglés department store. When I walked down the travelators to the low ground floor, I took my camera out of my bag, because the first list I was going to write was an amazing car park list. And that's the list I'm going to show now. Let's write the list in the car park, which is some very nice Schindler Euro list. And since 2017, levels -4 and -5 are locked off and need a key. when I went down to -5 back in 2016 when I was just 10 years old, -5 was just unlocked, and I believe it was turned into a storage room. But it didn't make sense to lock those levels in case they reopen because the department store is really busy or something. And locking -4 didn't make any sense because at some extent the department store can be extremely busy. So at this point, back in January 2021, -4 was unlocked on the main list. So it's not fair to lock -4 in my opinion. But anyways, enough talking about that, and I'm gonna buy the lifts.
Ah, no, espera.
A ver si veo qué.
And now to the main list. These are Schindler Micronics with D-line fixtures, but the best parts of these, monochrome indicators, braille next to the button, and most of all, charm. This charm is quite important as these are extremely busy. And when I filmed these, yes, they were extremely busy. But I could at least film these immediately, so I wouldn't film people inside the lift. Anyways, let's give these a ride, and to ride these, I walked down from the lowest floor unlocked, which was -2 in this case.
La de vídeo se sirve la de casa para como era de...
Planta baja.
Sí, la otra ya está picada. No, cariño, para acá.
Ah, venga, pasa. Pasa. Claro, tiene fatalísima, no puede ser porque la tiene inflamada. Pues sí, se vinieron antes. Sí, vinieron directamente al hospital. Ahora enseguida te lo dejan.
Yo también quería.
Así que... Y ayer le dieron el alta, pero ahora está también en la pobreza. Al menos
Las cosas.
no, pero por eso, o sea, si yo voy de culo porque no está tampoco mucho en casa, ¿sabes? Así en plan de... No, pero comprando las cosas que había comprado también tengo más algo que las cosas que faltaban y tal.
¿Qué tarda?
No sé.
Sube. Sube.
Planta
Se habrá ocurrido un montón, ¿no? Son difíciles, Madre mía.
Planta 5, deporte. Subiendo.
Da una parte de lo que tiene, pero no dice todo. Ahí hay 3 horas de puesto.
Planta 7, muebles y decoración. Horas de la
Pero...
subiendo.
Ya mismo llegamos.
Planta 8,
De la tarjeta de Cotingley quedaba.
Aquí. Vamos. Vamos, vamos.
And now to the Oceanic Hotel. Not long ago, this hotel was bought by Melia, and it is and I think it's the second hotel owned by Melia in Valencia. Anyways, this hotel opened in 2003 just like Oceanographic. Despite that, the Oceanographic opened in February and this hotel opened in September. But both 2003, not recently or no in 2024. Okay, let's go into the list. These are very well built Otis 2000 VFs. These are very well built, and most of all, the glass lids have lanterns and they have chimes as well. Luckily, none of the listings inside this place have been replaced with crap e-views. Anyways, first of all, into the glass lifts. And now to the interior lift. This lift goes down to both car parks 1 and 2. And now to the Primus Hotel. Not long ago, I was in this hotel spa with my friends, but it was really nice for the money it costed. It was really good. I rated it a 10 out of 10. And how much did it cost me? Around 20 euros. Simple as that. I announced release in this hotel, which I down release installed by Petrol. And these days, just for the year this hotel was built, for some reason I quite think these are stuck in the past, probably because of the doors, because they look like from the 1990s or something. And not long ago, the inside space in these days have been replaced with crap EBUs. Boring. But for the rest of the things, we can appreciate that, as well as the glass views. Anyways, let's ride these lifts.
Sube. Va para arriba, ¿eh?
No español.
It's going up.
It's going up, okay. Oh.
Viene.
And now to the Aqua Shopping Centre, and first to the lift in Zaba. This is an Arona OR96 with warm drive motor. In 2017, it received a mod that just led to refurbish it a bit. It still had the glass doors and the warm drive motor and the original call buttons outside. But not long ago, it has received the second mod. The second mod just looks like a complete replacement, and I thought for it as well. But when I heard the old voice unit with a male voice and a different charm and the warm drive motor, then it's obviously a mod. It's not a complete replacement. It's not a complete replacement, but it kind of feels like one. But since it has the original warm drive motor and the original voice unit, it's not a full replacement. It's a mod. It's a second mod. Anyways, let's try this.
Subiendo. Baja.
No, sí, baja, no. Yes, now I can finally use it.
Bajando. Planta principal. Cierre de puertas. Subiendo.
And now to the car park list. These start at the lower ground floor, then go up car parks 1, 2, 3 and 4. But only one of these spheres just only goes between car parks 1, 2 and 3, and it is the lift on the very right hand side, which is the Mercadona lift. But first, let's write the list that go to all car park floors, which are still original from when this shopping centre was built.
¿Cuál? -3. Gracias.
Now to the main list. These are fish and crab related to their mothers, and these were so busy that I could not film these properly, sadly. Before I show a downright on the main list, I'm gonna go over to the nearby hotels and gonna film all of the list this time. When I went to these hotels last time in episode 1, I only filmed the podium list, and now in this episode, which is the big 20th, I'm gonna give these a retake, and I'm gonna write all of the 3 lists. Not the 3 of them, because these are also fishing club related to them others, but only one of these goes down to all car park floors, and I mean car parks 1, 2, 3, and 4. The other 2 lists just only go between the ground and 4th floor, which is the hotel podium. Anyways, first of all, let's write the lift that goes to the 4th floor, then the ground floor, then to car parks 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when I arrived to floor 4 on this lift, my camera ran out of battery. But luckily I had my phone as a backup.
Ascensor bajando. Sótano 4. Ascensor subiendo. Planta 4. Planta 0. Planta 4.
And now to the Ilunion Aqua 4 Hotel, and first to the main list. These are fishing club related to them or else as well, just like the podium list, and these are in a set of 3 and go up to the restaurant of these 2 hotels on the 9th floor. Post data. The restaurant of these 2 hotels is in 9th floor of this hotel. And when I was in the Ilunion Aqua 3 hotel, which is the next I'm gonna show, there was no restaurant there, and it was just only on the Ilunion Aqua 4 hotel's top floor.
Planta 9. Planta 3.
Sí.
Planta 0.
And now to the restaurant express lift only. But sadly, it doesn't work. And now, I'm going to recycle an old footage from 2018 from when my dad used to work for Ilunion, and for some case, I went on the service lift with him, and I'm going to show it now. This is also a fishing property to the mobile. It not only just goes to the hotel floors, but this goes to the ground floor, which is street level, and then if it went to a car park floor, it only went as far as car park
Please, Dad.
1.
It's a favor. Can we go? And I could release. It's present right now. This lift only says basement level 1. And we just arrived to the basement level 1. Which is also a floor with the service lift of Hotel 4 served. Yuck. It smells like garbage. It is very vandalized. This looks like fire.
And now to the Ilunion Aqua Hotel and into the list there, which are also fishing property to their mothers. Unlike the last hotel, these are in a set of 2 and are 2-speed telescopic doors, unlike in Hotel 3, which was Hotel 4, which was in a set of 3 and had central opening doors.
Planta 5.
empiezas a entrenar y yo rompo sudor enseguida.
Me faltó. La rodilla.
Joder, pues mira, yo me estaba colgando de la barra porque dicen que la descompresión es bastante buena para el tema de la columna y empecé a seguir a un fisioterapeuta y me dijo que eso va bien para determinadas personas, pero para cualquier otra, para ellos me quedó una fatal. Yo seguro que era de los que me iba mal. Porque desde que lo empecé a hacer cada vez me dolía más y me notaba más flojo y al parecer es como que tengo una movida que eso, que es buenísimo, a mí no me da bien. Y por eso te digo que es como que te dan consejos y tal y al final hay que conocerse uno mismo, yo lo que sienta bien.
Entonces este.
Y creo que a mí el rodillo no.
A mí sí me va a seguir, tío.
Sí.
Nosotros vamos una menos.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Podéis. Aquí, cariño.
Siempre sabes que tiene pruebas.
And now to Media Mart, which used to be H&M in this shopping centre, and now to believe that which is being kept in its place, and it's an Arona Arca 2, but it doesn't have warm drive motor, as this has the new Arona logo, and it is much newer than the rest of the shopping centre. And by the way, it used to have a knack indicator, but it's now been fixed.
Gracias.
Próxima parada, Hospital La Fe.